As your boy DJ Wolf here on the mic today. Um, got a couple things to talk about this morning. First thing on my mind here today, out here in the DMV on the Virginia side of the game, there is something called Super Tuesday. It includes several key states. Virginia is definitely a big state for delegates that are up for grabs for the GOP. Donald Trump and several of the other candidates, including Rubio and Cruz, are currently in Virginia right now. Today is the time to go vote. I'm going to tell you right up front. Donald Trump should be the last SOB on your mind to vote as candidate for president of the United States. I'm going to tell you right up front. I have a video on YouTube that shows Donald Trump playing coy about his acknowledgement of the KKK support for him. And then yesterday, there was another video came out, said that when he was questioned about that the day before, he didn't quite hear the question because his earpiece was going in and out. He didn't quite understand what was said. Although the day before, it looked pretty clear that he did. You know, Donald Trump, you're full of shit. You've been full of shit for a long time. Now I know you're full of shit. And the bottom line is, you're very biased about your statements, about your answers, and you're really not about the people. You're a liar. You'll do whatever it takes to get elected, even if it means lying. The one thing that you do better than anybody. The one thing that you do better than anything else right now. You're a guy who just wants to get elected because you crave that thing called power. Many times I've watched you in interviews. In sound bites. In press conferences. You have never talked about any issues. None. You haven't talked about one major issue that will convince me to vote for your ass. Not one. You haven't convinced me, dog. You haven't convinced me of one thing that will say, yeah, I vote for Donald Trump because he a man of the people. No, you're not. Newsflash, mother effer. You are not even in the vicinity of being a people person. We all know you're not. And you got to be a damn fool to think that he is. You know, he has yet to convince me that my vote is worth giving to him. He hasn't convinced me of that yet. Matter of fact, none of the candidates have convinced me that they're worthy of my vote, of my time, to give 90 minutes of my time to go out there and vote for any of the asses. I'm being serious. I'm not convinced of any of those guys that my time is worth going out there to spend time to try to cast a vote. I'm just not convinced at all. I'm really not. You know, I tried, but for some reason, I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced. You know? It's just, right now, it's like, yeah, okay, Nothing right now says that I should be spending my time giving you my time out of the day to vote for you. You guys right now haven't given me a reason to vote for any of you. Now Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders are still suspect as far as I'm concerned. Bush out in the race, I don't care anyway. Cruz, Rubio, or Trump. You guys are all suspect to me. You know, the media itself is suspect to me too. They're like, especially Fox and MSNBC, they're all over Trump. NBC fired Donald Trump about 2 years ago from The Apprentice. But he's been getting a ton of publicity from it. You know? The media is making money off of it. You know? They don't care. They don't even, if you notice with Trump, they don't even ask the tough questions to Trump. They don't. You know, and to me, like somebody was saying, really all of this is nothing but a total setup. And I'm going to be honest, I'm starting to believe that more and more. You know? Think about it. Every candidate, now some candidates, every candidate is white. Not only is every candidate white, every candidate is white, and for the most part, the Republican candidates don't have any real agenda of doing anything for common Americans. That's a problem I got altogether anyway. You know. But it's just the fact that they don't take any issues seriously. As a matter of fact, like I said again, they are not talking about issues. If they were at least talking about issues and having a plan about fixing issues, then I can understand. But the current issues that are going on right now, like homelessness, joblessness, crimes, racism, police brutality, the wars, the dangerous war situation in Flint, they're not talking about any of that. You know what I've been hearing? Especially particularly with the sound bites? Oh, Donald Trump, he says that I can't scratch my butt and lick my feet at the same time. Stupid shit like that. I don't want to vote for somebody who's not about the business of taking care of this country. I don't want that. You know? And it sickens me that people buy into this fucking bullshit. You know? Now, I can understand some of my fellow YouTubers talking about Bernie Sanders, because Bernie Sanders, truthfully, I saw some of his videos. I've heard some of the sound bites. He's talking about issues. I mean, real issues. He's addressing them like no other candidate. Truthfully, I'm almost to a point, if I vote for anybody, it may be Sanders. Because at least the man is talking issues. He really is. You know? I give him that. Because right now, no one else is, as far as I'm concerned. I haven't heard much from Hillary either, but that's another whole story. But the rest of these guys, man, later for that bullshit, for real. I'm not sold on those guys. I'm not sold on any of those guys. You know, I'm barely sold on Bernie, but I mean, for certain, the rest of them, it's like, they can go to hell. I'm going to tell you the truth. They go straight to hell. They go straight to hell. I'm not sold on those guys. I'm really not. Yep. I'm absolutely, positively, and not sold on any of those characters. It's just, I don't know. It's just, where's Mother Shoe at? I'm just not sold on them. It's nothing, you know. Will say, you know what, I support that guy or this woman because they're speaking, you know, to me about the real issues that's going on. I haven't been sold on it. I'm just sorry. I have not been sold on those guys at all. You know? I wish I was. Unfortunately, I'm not. And for me personally, it's going to take a lot for me to be convinced that any of those candidates care anything about anything that's going on in my neighborhood, or my neck of the woods, or in my community. I want a candidate who's going to be about the issues, about addressing the issues head on. That won't be blocked by bureaucracy between the Democrats and the Republicans. You know, which is another whole story. That's why I don't trust politicians. I don't. Because the agenda I've seen over the years, many years, all the way back to, as far as I can remember, when I was very young, during the Nixon administration, well, all these guys were about, we vote, we go on vacation. That's all I'm saying. We give ourselves a raise because it's guaranteed. We're the government. Congress, and, it sickens me. It really sickens me, and I have to talk about it. Because the people, at the end of the day, the real people are needing the help and the attention that they need aren't getting it. You know why? Because bullshit and politics is in the way. And that's the problem. Politics is in the way of politics. Politicians are in the way of making power. That's it. Like George Carlin, the late great George Carlin said, and there's not a direct quote, but I'm paraphrasing part of what he said. He said, these guys are in it to get more so that you get less. That's the bottom line. They don't care. And until they can prove there's a solid candidate that can really prove or convince me that they're about the people, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm sorry. I'm just to a point now. Let me rephrase this. I'm going to get out of this. Think about it. The president has put up a lot of good things to be voted on and addressed that should have been passing through Congress and Senate. But these guys are so biased and so racist, they shut everything down on his way. Even with the upcoming Supreme Court replacement. Same thing. They don't want they want to hold off till the next president gets elected before they even think about doing it. That's bullshit. You need to do it now. That's illegal as far as I'm concerned for them to even do that. And yet, you got black people convinced that, this president ain't trying to do anything for black people. This president has been trying to do a lot of stuff for everybody. The problem is, you have a do-nothing Congress that sit on their fucking ass and take people money, raising all kind of hell with coming prices and everything, and yet they're living high on the hog. And you wonder why I don't trust politicians? It speaks for itself. It speaks for itself. And until we the people start looking into and putting candidates right across the board that's going to be about the people, instead of voting for soundbite masters like Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, Mark Rubio, and for a lesser known, Ben Carson, and Hillary Clinton, to be honest. And for a lesser degree, Bernie Sanders. Until you start getting some viable candidates that have proven track records of being there for the people. Now, I ain't talking about just the presidential candidates. I'm talking about right across the board. The Senate, the House of Representatives, all the way down to the local government. We need to get people in office that's going to be about the business. And if they don't, get their ass recalled and get them the fuck out. That's real talk. And until we start doing that, we're going to end up dealing with the same old song and dance routine of these pork barrel spending Republicans and Democrats. Because at the end of the day, we're not fucking them. They're fucking us. More grease, please. This is DJ Wolf. I just wanted to get that off my chest, guys. In any case, I got more to say on the back burner. Super Tuesday, guys. Think about what you're voting for and why you're voting. Don't vote because, oh, it's Donald Trump. I know this guy. That's a dumbass move to vote for anybody. If you vote for Donald Trump just because he makes great sound bites, if you're voting for Donald Trump because he tell you something that you want to hear instead of something that you really need, you're selling yourself, your family, and your life short with this vote. And I'll say that much. All right, guys. More on the back burner. Got any questions or comments? Or if you want to debate me, I am ready to go. My email address is foralltohear. That's FORALL, the number 2, HEAR. That's foralltohear at gmail.com. foralltohear at outlook.com. My Twitter page is at foralltohear. And my YouTube channel is For All to Hear TV. All right, guys. I got more to say on the back burner again. I'm hoping to do a show by Thursday or Friday this week. Matter of fact, hopefully by the end of the week I'll do a show. I've been saying it for weeks. I want to do a live show. I need to get it in real soon. Probably after tonight's results, I may do one tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. This is DJ Wolf. I'll talk to you guys later.